Everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Additions to the agenda, I have 2, and then we have 2 removals. So it's going to be good. So we are going to remove the listers. We're going to remove the Capital Planning Committee out of Department and Committee reports. We are going to add RFQ for Planning Commission under new business, probably. Yeah, why not? New business. RFQ for planning. And then we are going to have an executive session probably right around 7-ish for contractual matter. And the reason I say 7-ish is because we have Patty O'Donnell's going to come in and talk us through this contract matter. So I made the motion. Can I get a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded to remove listers, capital plan, and add RFQ for the Planning Commission and executive session with regarding contractual matter. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? I have no remarks. We have no guests. Open public comments, non-agenda items. Seeing none. And we have no department committee reports. Approval of minutes, road inspection January 17th and regular meeting February 6th.
We need Jeff here for.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
have a quorum for
What the heck? So let's do the February 6th one then, because we got enough people here to do that. Need a motion.
I move to accept the minutes as written.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded to accept the minutes from the regular meeting February 6th. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Abstain.
Abstention. We'll come back to the road inspection when Jeff gets here. Mr. Clerk, bills and warrants.
Yes, we have one accounts payable warrant and 2 payroll warrants. I move that the select board approve the payment of these warrants as presented. The accounts payable warrant in the amount of $127,445.84, and 2 payroll warrants, $8,846.42 for 6S, and for 7S in the amount of $8,955.80.
Second.
Okay. Moved and seconded to accept the warrants as read. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Good. So, letter to Wyndham Regional Commission requesting support of VYD decommissioning.
Mr. Chair, I move we approve and sign the letter so stipulated.
Seconded.
So, moved and seconded to sign the letter to Wyndham Regional Commission regarding the VYD decommissioning. All those in...
If I just have a
Yep,
question.
go ahead.
Have we approached them without a formal letter like this and found out what their sentiments are?
Yes.
Their
Bob,
position in the past has been,
yeah, Bob, Patty,
Janet.
Bob, Janet, and Michelle went to their last executive board meeting.
oh,
and that prompted this. They are offering their support kind of as written, if I'm saying that right.
They're supporting Vernon's position is what they're
Yeah.
doing.
As long as our position doesn't change, they're supporting our position. That's kind of the basics. of it.
Traditionally, they've been fence sitters on all of this supposedly.
Yeah.
And I just wondered, this would be a departure for them. I think.
Yeah. They definitely left themselves an out, but
I'm sure they did.
we will see. But all those in favor of signing the letter as written, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, so let's get that signed. Do you have a, okay, you got a clean copy. Update on local government day at State House.
I was gonna let Jeff let you know because we went over to the government day. We had a chance to talk about that, mention that a little bit. And it was kind of nice. They were just kind of waiting for us to fill in our concerns and what they could help us with. So we kind of just did a lot of reiteration on supporting this North Star deal and supporting the town of Vernon and remembering that Vernon is part of Vermont. And here we are. It was good that we were there to show our faces. There was a lot on climate control and transportation that didn't resonate with us, but it'll be interesting to see some of the stormwater challenges that are coming down the pike, having to do with the roads and culverts. So that's something to keep our ear to the ground on. But it was a nice chance to get to air some grievances and to get questions answered. And a face-to-face sort of environment, so.
Okay. So articles for town meeting, you guys all have these in your packets. And they have been written out by Michelle to make it easy for us. What's the line after each one?
That's where I'm gonna put a name of whoever is going to be
Gotcha.
making that motion.
Okay.
And after seconded, I'm gonna write whoever's gonna be seconding.
Seconding.
That thing.
Okay. So what we did last year, for those of you that were either here in audience or here at the table, is we just kind of took blocks to make these easier, you know. Somebody takes Article 4 through, 10, and then so on and so forth through the thing. The only thing that I would say is that if there's an article that you don't necessarily support and you don't want to make the motion towards that article, you are more than welcome to not do it. I did that on a couple different occasions last year of things that I didn't support, so I wasn't gonna be the one that brought it up for a motion.
Just be aware too that some of these have immediate amendments. As, we got more accurate numbers for money and, what's the other one? And the other one was my mistake. I put the wrong amount for waste management, or solid waste. I took the wrong year. It's actually less though, so.
From my own personal experience too, I would recommend that if there becomes lack of support for an article by the majority of the board, it would be very kind to let the individual who has been thrown out there to make the motion, to let them know in advance. Because I'll tell you, last year was Waterloo for me. And one of the reasons why I'm not running again.
So the first, let's do 4 through,
Well, the library does 6.
5 through 9 will be the library trustees.
yeah. So I'll do 4. just because I probably should. And then 5 through 9 as library trustees.
Well, who's gonna second number 4?
They'll probably can come before.
You want that to come from 4?
You really don't have to record who seconds something according to Robert's rules.
I don't even know who's doing the minutes.
Technically, it's the town clerk's job.
Just looking for someone to press on.
Okay.
Michelle didn't wanna do it again.
She's on temporary leave right now. I don't know it.
Well, who is going to take minutes?
That's something Tim will work out. It'll work out.
Well, because,
Worst case scenario, you can just play the tape back and write minutes.
well, that, yeah, and that
Yeah.
probably would be the worst case, because, or maybe the actual case, because I know from what I've seen at town meeting that the items, need to be in writing even to get,
Right.
and,
You always take the minutes, but you always listen to the tape to make sure you got them right.
and he knows that,
Yeah.
okay?
So Articles 11 through 13, who wants to do those?
I can go on, I don't know what they are, but I can
That's
turn the
Memorial
page.
Day Committee,
Marsh
Capital
Fund.
Plan,
Tim,
Sure, I'll do those.
oh, yeah, Marsh Fund, and then.
13 through what now?
no,
10 through 13,
Oh,
and
10
the
through
Town
13.
Road Upgrade Fund.
All right.
So Steve, 10 through 13. Those 4 are yours.
And I did get a hold of Peter Miller, they do want to still do it. I have not heard back from Barbara Mosley, and I don't have a contact number for James Brown. So if anybody knows how to reach him, because before somebody makes a motion, kind of want to
I
confirm
have,
that they want
I
to do
have
it
his
again.
number.
James Brown's number?
Yes, I do, yeah.
Okay, so 14 through 16. Town culvert, town parking lots, professional services
I
fund.
can do that.
Okay.
That's you, Sandy?
Did you want that number?
Yes.
802-254-5992.
So 17 through 19,
5992, 254-5992.
which is all basically about solid waste and the elderly assistance fund. Jean, you want to take those?
Maybe Jeff do it.
You can do
Yeah.
that. Okay. Jeff Dunkley.
You want it?
Yep.
Jean's gonna
You
do
want
it.
17? Okay.
Wait,
who's
doing what?
Jean is doing 16 through 19.
Amendment right away, so you'll be making 2 portions.
I thought Sandra was doing 16.
Yeah, I have 16.
Yeah, okay, 17.
She's 17.
Who was it that had 14 and 15 again?
I do.
Okay.
As soon as it's seconded, then you say,
Mr. Moderator, I have to amend.
Yeah.
Okay. 20 through 23. Let's just do that whole page.
Sure. He's not here, we should give him the rest of them.
Yeah, no kidding. Sure.
What were you
Jeff
giving
Dunkley.
now, Jeff?
That page is going to Jeff Dunkley, 20 through 23. And then I will bring up the rear on the rest of them. So I have 24 through 27.
there's no lines here for that one.
I saw that.
Okay, but,
I'll make it, I'll give you a clean copy of this.
oh,
It's easy.
Susie.
Good. RFQ for Planning Commission. Martin, you're right in time.
Wow. had a chance to look at this, but the Planning Commission did. Over the course of 2 meetings, we had some revisions to it, and Susan McMahon from the Wyndham Regional reviewed it and had some various little tweaks to it. So we are ready to put this out. We have, as you know, we have all the funding in place. The DHCD has a list of about 32 or so possible vendors. I've found 4 or 5 more, I've added those. So we're ready to float this out and see what comes back with your approval.
Can I just ask a quick question? I've done a lot of these, and most of the time it says request for quotation. Is there some reason why we're not tying money to this, or what?
We are. The grant is for $20,000, and the town is putting in, what is the number?
2 and
It's on page
2 and 4.
4,000 is coming from the Friends of Vernon Center, and 2,000 is coming from the Planning Commission budget. So basically, it's a fixed amount of money. And we're just, so it's not, we're not asking for bids, how much will you charge us to do this? It's, we've got this much money, tell us your qualifications to do this job.
All right, that's different. Interesting.
Good.
Yeah, it's not hard.
That was the recommended process from
Yeah, that's interesting.
state
Probably
agency, yeah.
something more common in government than the private sector, yeah. Good, thank you.
I move that we approve, you're sending this out.
I second that.
Moved and seconded to approve the RFQ for the Planning Commission. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed?
Thank you
You're
very
all
much.
set.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Someone second that?
Steve
I did. Sorry, I'll try to speak up next time.
You, usually I can hear.
All right. Consideration of membership to Clean Water Advisory Committee. I think that's something that we talked about at the last meeting, but we didn't do anything with. I don't remember why.
I think because nobody really read the information on it, but I will tell you that I looked into it a little further. It's really an advisory subcommittee to the WRC Executive Board. So they would be advising on projects, on prioritizing projects if there's funding available that have to do with water quality in Wyndham County. Whereas each municipality is being offered one position on the Clean Water Advisory Committee. And it's an optional, it's a totally optional thing. It can be our current commissioner if they're willing to do it.
I think we should be on it.
Is there a fee associated with this?
No,
Hmm?
no.
No.
If I might speak in favor of it, I think given the situation and the fact that Vernon sits in the middle of quite a bit of water, actually, I think it really would be worthwhile to have a member on this advisory committee, because I think there are things that we might be able to foresee down the road that would be of benefit to us to have some driving behind. And I also think that it needs to be, in the long run, someone who has some understanding of the elements of clean water and the impacts on the waterways in Vermont from pollution and so forth. So finding someone might be a little difficult, but I think it's very important to have someone knowledgeable in that area. I'm sure there's someone in the community that could at least have some, I don't know exactly who, but I'm sure there's someone out there that would have some ability to help out with that in a volunteer way.
Okay. So we probably don't need to make a motion on this. We're all in agreement that we want to join in on this. Okay. Great. Now we need to find somebody to do it.
Right.
Okay. We will get right into our executive session because we're basically done. And we will invite Michelle, Patty O'Donnell, and Janet.
Okay. I move to find that premature general public knowledge will clearly place the town at substantial disadvantage for this contractual matter.
Second.
There's a question. Should we include Chris where he's running unopposed, so he will be a select board member?
That's fine with me.
Future issue?
Okay, that would be the next motion.
Okay. So moved and seconded to go into executive
Not
session?
yet, that we found premature general public knowledge.
Yes. Yeah. What you said.
Okay, aye.
Moved and seconded, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed?
I move that we enter executive session to discuss contractual matter under provisions of Title I, Section 313A1 of Vermont statutes with Michelle, our town administrator, Janet, Patty, and Chris. And the board.
Okay. Moved and seconded, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? We are in executive session. Okay. We went into executive session at 6:52 PM, out at 7:36 PM. No action was taken. Okay. We are going to work back up to approval of meeting minutes now that we have everybody here that we need to for the road inspection for January 17th.
Mr. Chair, I move that we accept it with a correction of the spelling of Jeff's name.
Yeah, Michelle Miller. Two E's.
It's okay.
You'll get it sooner or later.
So we have a motion. Can we get a second?
Second.
Okay. Moved and seconded to accept the meeting minutes from the road inspection on January 17th. As corrected, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Well, no, I abstain.
Three hours?
Right there.
Yep.
Missed you.
3 ayes, 2 abstentions. Okay. I missed you too.
Oh,
Uh,
sweet of you to say that.
Well, I'm a sweet guy.
Yeah.
Public participation agenda items only. Seeing none. Correspondence and town admin report.
I don't have anything.
We have nothing. Okay. Upcoming meeting schedules, town meeting March 5th at the school, continued on March 7th, possible, it will happen. Reorganizational meeting will happen March 6th.
You need to decide that.
Yeah, that's when it's gonna happen. Right after election results are tallied and spit out on March 6th. So that means Chris, be paying attention to Facebook or I'll message you or whatever to understand when the election results come out. As soon as the election results come out, we'll meet here, whether it's 7 o'clock at night or midnight. We meet here for our reorganizational meeting, and then elect a chair and vice chair and a clerk and all that kind of stuff at that meting. So that
Mayor Cole.
So if you
Mayor
give me
Cole,
your
okay.
cell number now, just, because I'm gonna ask for him anyway. That would be
Fence
awesome.
viewers.
Finch viewers, all that kind of stuff.
20th meeting, 'cause I won't be here.
Yeah, and the lumber inspector and all that
Pretty
kind of.
Fence
important
viewer.
positions.
Yeah, I mean, they're,
Crucial.
yeah. If we didn't have a lumber inspector, I don't know where we'd be.
Shingles too.
Yeah. Select Board Institute, VLCT, March 24th in Fairleigh. Town Officers Education Conference on April 3rd and or April 10th. Our upcoming training possibilities for those of us that will still be on the board after elections. I think that is it. We are adjourned.